Hi everybody, my name's Mark. Thank you for joining me here at Friendship Shaving. You know, I was recording a video yesterday and for some reason the video stopped recording after about 8 minutes. So I've got about a day's growth. I don't have a heavy growth, but I'm here hoping that the video will continue and record the whole shave this evening. Wish me luck. So I've got a bit to talk about. I've got some items that are new in the den, and I've got some items put away that you've not seen on video. And I've been saving those a little bit, and I'd like to show them to you, but I'm going to do that in a Sunday sit down at some point. So that of course means that over the last 2 weeks I've been able to bring out a vintage razor from my collection. Last week you saw the Gillette khaki set, and today I've got an Ever Ready single-edged razor to show you, and I'll tell you more about that as we go along. Beautiful condition, I think you'll agree. I've got a treat blade to put in there. One of these now was sent, a few packets of these a long time ago now, long time ago, by Jeffrey Smith. And Jeffrey, if you've not discovered him yet, has his own YouTube channel, and I'll pop the link in below. But these are single edge blades designed for shaving rather than designed for anything else. So just be careful if you're using a single edge blade that it is made for a razor. They're a little bit awkward to put in. You have to just put them right in at the back. When you tilt the razor forward, the blade slides into its holder and the razor lid can be clipped shut. Now I've got my brush already loaded. I'm going to be using, as you can see on the window ledge there, got a Yaqi synthetic brush today. It's a tuxedo knot. I've got the soap in it because I've put the soap in my old spice mug. This is the one with the Friendship ship on the side. The brush was just a little bit too wide for the cup, so I know from yesterday that there was a lot of clanking and bashing on the cup, so I just loaded up beforehand to avoid that on video. The soap I'm using is from a company called Summer Break, and this is their bell ringer scent. It's a lovely scent, and actually I'm really quite impressed with this soap. It's very nice quality, it creates a good lather, and the slickness is really phenomenal. And it surprises me that I've not heard very much about this company, Summer Break. So I was really pleased when I got this sample, and it smells nice. It smells beautiful. In fact, it's grapefruit and mango is the initial hit. It smells a little pineapple-y, but it also has a scent of orange, lemon, lime, green apple, and you can pick that up. There's linden blossom, and then later on there's aspects of chamomile, musk and sugar. It really is a nice soap. So I hope you've been having a good week. It is, we've had a lovely few days where I am, and this sort of scent is just really nice for that sort of weather. I've been really enjoying this brush all week. I really love the colouring of that handle. That is just right up my street. And of course the tuxedo knot really is a good all-round knot. I have found with this one, it's taken a little bit of breaking in, which you know, you might think sounds unusual. It's certainly not like breaking in an animal hair brush, excuse me. But I find that once you've used a synthetic brush a few times, it just works better, it splays better, it feels better. Or at least that's my experience of it. So that's really what I mean by breaking it in. It's a lovely brush now. Now it can take a little bit of water, this soap. And I don't know if you're able to see on video. Let me just look to the other mirror. But there's quite a sheen building on this soap. There we are, I think that will suffice. Now the razor I'm using really is a beauty. From the 1950s, and it really looks the part, it looks of that era, and I think it is the most stylish single-edged razor bar none. Like all Ever Ready single-edged razors, it really does give a terrific shave. If you've never used one before, I really would recommend either this one, and I'll tell you more about it in a moment, or the Ever Ready 1912, which I've got on the window ledge. They are both fantastic razors. And these trick blades, by the way, are just about the best blade I've come across, but I believe they are only available in America. Now this razor was first brought out in the 1930s, and in fact the Ever Ready manufacturing plant in England opened in 1936. The original version of this razor, let me show you the underside. It had bigger holes here, and it didn't have these holes along here. It just had the two large holes. Essentially, the shave was much the same, but it didn't rinse off quite as well as this one. This one was brought out between 1949 and 1953. And the name of this razor depended on which set you bought it with. Like Gillette, Ever Ready made one razor, popped it in some different boxes and called each one by a different name. So this razor came either as part of a stropping set, where you would not only have the razor, but you would have a little stropping machine and your piece of leather, and you could strop your single-edged blade. It came in a rectangular locking case, which is the one I've got, and that was called the Ambassador. It came in a much smaller box, which I'll get onto in a little while. I've got a little story about a smaller box, but that was called the Streamline, and it also came in a chrome plated box, and that was called the Jewel. So essentially it was the same razor. From what I've seen these days, it's most commonly referred to as the Streamline, the Ever Ready Streamline. There we are, that's a nice easy first pass. I've got just a little piece of cardboard in my stand there just to hold it. It was a little bit loose, didn't want it to fall over. So the Streamline case is the one that I really wanted. It is a small case, not dissimilar to the Ever Ready standard set, which I've got here. The standard set is the 1912 razor. It was available in lots of colours. This is a red case, but it came in a bright red case, a blue case, a white case, a black case. There were quite a few variations, and you can see the razor and the razor blades fit on the inside. The Streamline case, let me just be careful while I'm closing this. There we are. The Streamline case is a slightly different design to this. It really does look very Art Deco. And when you open it, in fact, the razor sits the other way around, so the head of the razor sits at this end. I've only ever seen it in a cream. It looks fantastic. And that is the set that I would really, really love. I'd love the case so I can match it up with my Ever Ready 1912. In fact, I did see a case quite recently on eBay. It was advertised for sale, just the case with the blade holders. It was in immaculate condition. It was really beautiful. And when I saw it, there was only one bid, and the price was, can't remember exactly, but it was about £4.50. And what I really wanted to do was bid at the last minute, put in a good bid. I was going to put in about £20 because that would have made my day getting that, to be honest. I think £20 a little expensive for a case, but it would have made my day. So I waited until the time, and wouldn't you know it, my Wi-Fi went down. Thank you to the communications company that I'm with. Couldn't have picked a worse time. So somebody out there, and I hope it's one of you lucky guys, got a beautiful razor case for about £4.50. Good on you. So I live in hope that will be another one, because they don't come up very often. Do you know, it's been really nice to get this razor out this week. It's a very smooth razor, and the handle on it, I think it's beautiful, the handle, but I have a Star double-edged safety razor from 1953 or thereabouts, and it has the same handle. And it was made at the same factory in the UK, and the Star razors mostly went out to France. Now I've gone against the grain there on my neck, and I've completely forgotten what I just did on that side. It's one of those evenings. The sun was coming in my room this afternoon. It was really hot and I fell fast asleep, and I'll be honest with you, although it's nearly 10 o'clock in the evening now, I've not quite recovered from that sleep I had. I was out for the count. Do you know, I think this summer break soap really is nice and slick. It is apparently their newer base. As I say, I didn't really know very much about this company at all. They are based in America. And the residual slickness is really very good, but I can feel the slickness with the razor as I'm using it. And I'm shaving tonight without any pre-shave. I used my cube yesterday from PAA. The slickness with that cube and this soap was really great. yeah, I've got some new samples in. I did a little trade with a gentleman called Mark Chew, and it was after a good fellow's smile soap, and I had one unused, but I didn't like the scent very much. So we did a swap, and Mark sent me a collection of really nice samples that I'm looking forward to sharing with you. I have a couple of razors put away. But I don't believe you've seen, so I will take those out and showcase them. You'll have seen them before, you know, they're for sale and people have used them on other videos, but it'd be almost like a preview of what's coming on the channel. I have a new Start razor from Russia. And I have a few other things on the way. I have a new PAA brush. Very excited to receive that in the post. And I have another box with a few things in that's on the way, so I've got quite a lot to show you in a mail call video. And I look forward to doing that once they're all in and they've all been in quarantine, just to make sure there's no nasty germs on them. Especially important at this time. Anything I get in the door sits for about 3 days before I open it or touch it, so you know, got to keep ourselves safe. Now just take the razor blade out and blow it off. And there we are, you can see the inside of the razor a little bit easier there. As I say, the 1950s version has these drainage holes and the 1930s version doesn't. So, you know, a nice little way of recognising which one you've got. I'm just going to wipe that off very briefly. I'll pop it up there just for now, and I will clean that properly in a moment. I'm going to use my Allen. Oh, that's good. I was asked what alum was used for. And it's a very good question, because when I started shaving with a safety razor, I didn't know what alum block was. When I was using a cartridge razor, I certainly never used alum, never heard of it. So good question. It helps the skin heal. And when you apply it, if you've gotten a little close in certain areas, it stings. So it just lets you know that you've got a little bit close in certain areas. Some people like to use it as a bit of a test to see how they've been doing with a certain razor or a certain razor blade. You know, if you have a razor and you keep getting a really bad bit of razor burn, this will help to heal it, but also perhaps let you know, because of the sting, that you're getting a little bit too close. And that way perhaps you can think about using a different blade or altering your technique slightly. So it has a number of uses, but predominantly it helps the skin heal after you've dragged a sharp blade across it. Now I've done quite well today, a little bit here, but I don't know if you noticed, I went against the grain on my face, which is something I rarely do. In fact, I don't ever do it. Hardly ever anyway. And I'll be honest with you, I've got no idea why I did it tonight. But it's turned out okay. Now I'm just going to use some Future Fiction tonight with a little bit of menthol in, and again, the menthol helps your skin, helps it heal. I must say though that I have been loving the skin bracer that I got recently. And it's definitely become another favourite addition to the den. I have three absolute favourites: the Parasso Green, the Skin Bracer and my Nivea, and actually four, because I like this one quite a lot as well. Now there we are. That is a wonderful shave with a beautiful razor, and it looks like the video is still recording. We're on a roll. I will get this out to you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me for this shave, and I'll see you next time around. You be well now. Bye bye.